morning and welcome back to Football Spy. I'm Steve Stammers of the Sunday Mirror. Now, David Moyes may not agree, but that's the easy part done. Joleon Lescott has finally gone and taken with him from Everton a bad attitude and a talent which is just above average at best. Now that's Manchester City's problem. At £22 million, it could turn out to be the best bit of business that the gifted and hugely underrated Moyes will achieve in his career. His problem is everyone now knows he's got the money. He's promised to use it to bring a big name to Goodison Park, and he's been true to his word. A £9 million fee has been agreed with Lokomotiv Moscow for Diniar Bilyatinov. Well, I told you it was a big name. And at £5 a letter, replica shirt sales should account for half of the fee, should the Russian left winger, something of a rarity in Moscow these days, prove to be a success. And Moyes is not finished there. An Argentinian midfielder is en route from Valencia, and he is a player who has every right to take his parents to the Court of Human Rights after they christened him Ever. Yes, Ever. Don't be surprised if he takes his frustration out on opponents and he comes from the mould of traditional Argentinian midfielders. Think Javier Mascherano. In other words, he could be a nasty piece of work. His family name is Banega, which will presumably appear on the back of his shirt. After all, he won't want to use his Christian name because nothing lasts forever, and he won't want to tempt fate. But at least Moyes has some money. On the other side of Stanley Park, Rafa Benitez would settle for half his luck. Definitely half his luck. You know you have problems at Anfield when you have to protest about a corner legitimately given to the opposition and about 30 seconds into the extra time played for injuries and stoppages. And then you have to bring on Andrei Voronin to rescue a game. Not good enough for Hertha Berlin, so how can he be good enough for a club of the status of Liverpool? He looks slow, inept, lacking in power, and that was when he was warming up. And then there's Lucas. Benitez might be better off with Matt Lucas, who would do a better impersonation of the only midfield player in the village. Xabi Alonso had the best 90 minutes of his Liverpool career against Aston Villa. And if you're looking for a shock move, monitor the future of Steven Gerrard. Benitez has the best all-round player in the world in Gerrard at his disposal, and yet is failing to get the best out of him. When the January window opens, who knows? Gerrard loves Liverpool, the city, the club, the fans, and he loved playing with Alonso. But Benitez doesn't seem so enamoured with Gerrard. Seriously, watch this space. Now, the queue of taxis is growing outside Fratton Park as the alarm bells start to ring even louder than the cash tills as player after player departs. Now, the taxi that dropped off striker Acuna Dinandi from Lens might as well hang around for Sylvain Distin. He'll be moving this week, possibly to Aston Villa, maybe to Everton, and Sunderland are also keen. West Ham need a striker. That was evident on Sunday in the 2-1 home defeat by Tottenham. Carlton Cole was so lonely up front on his own that he revived his England partnership with Jermaine Defoe. The problem was that the white shirt Defoe was wearing that afternoon was the shirt of Tottenham rather than England, and Cole inadvertently set up the equaliser with an inch-perfect pass. Great news for Fabio Capello, who was in the crowd, not so good for West Ham, who were leading at the time, and Defoe's goal was an equaliser. Hammer's boss, Gianfranco Zola, now wants to sign from Livorno frontman Alessandro Diamanti or Ida Gudjohnsen from Barcelona to give Cole a more legitimate target for his passes. A transfer window would not be complete without a late intervention by Harry Redknapp. Tottenham are flying, and now he wants to add to his squad while the going is good. David Wheater of Middlesbrough and Honduran international Osman Chavez, both central defenders, are on his radar. Well, that's all we have time for on Football Spy, but you can keep up to date with all the breaking news throughout the day on mirrorfootball.co.uk/news.